Alright guys, I promised you an update on the Knicks series. We're going to just go over the playoffs in general right now. It's not the NBA Daily, kind of is. It's more of a sports whip around in the playoffs. Start with the NHL. We'll go with the game that's going on tonight. We've got the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche taking on each other in Game 2 in Colorado. This is a fascinating one. Cale Makar out again tonight. But yeah, this series, Vegas up 1-0. I said I'm going to wait till the series gets more interesting, but the playoffs have gotten more interesting with what happened in the East last night. This is fascinating, though, in Vegas and Colorado. The Knights have Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel, two of the top two scoring leaders in terms of points in the playoffs. They've got two guys in the top three in goals in the playoffs, with Pavel Dorofeyev leading that. Mitch Marner leads the points race. But McKinnon also on that goals list. He's got 7 in the playoffs. So this is going to be a high-scoring series, I think. We'll see. Got Knights goaltender, Carter Hart. He's played fantastic in the playoffs. Maybe he'll be the difference, but we'll see. The series is very interesting. We'll see what happens tonight. If there's an upset again, I think Vegas, they're underdogs again. I would assume, even with Makar out. But Vegas, not expected to win this series by most people. We'll see if they can do it. I've heard people say, star power, they match up pound for pound with the Avalanche. These guys, Dorofeyev, Marner, Eichel, the rest, it's just really good. When Stone comes back, Carlson, all these guys. Carlson, he hasn't been as effective over the past couple of years, but he had his breakout season in his first year with the Misfits and the Knights. So we'll see what happens in Colorado tonight. Last night, Montreal beating the Hurricanes 6-2. This was wild. A lot of scoring in this one for Montreal. 4 in the first, just jumping out to an early lead, and I think Carolina scored first, but Montreal just jumping out to an early lead in the first period. I think I just called it a quarter. I did it all the time. My fault. Sorry, guys. 3 assists for Nick Suzuki. A bunch of guys with goals apiece. 2 for Slavkovsky, and the Hurricanes on the other side. Freddie Anderson, just not good. .762 save percentage, allowing 5 goals and only saving 16, whereas Dobish had his .929 save percentage. So this is interesting. Both underdogs taking game 1. Both teams that had longer series taking game 1. We'll see what happens in the future of both these series. We'll learn a little bit more about what Vegas can do if they can keep it up. We'll see how the absence of Cale Makar impacts the Avalanche. But tonight will be interesting to see how the Golden Knights play against this Avalanche team. I always do that too. But this Avalanche team, it'll be a fascinating one. We will see. And of course, on the hardwood, the playoffs I've been following more closely. We had the Knicks defeating the Cavs last night. We went into some of this in a post on how Mike Brown has increased the rotations, and that's created all the difference for the Knicks, or it seems to have. They haven't gotten past the conference finals yet. They're looking to get there. They're up 2-0 on the Cavaliers, moving back to Cleveland tomorrow night. I know people will be watching in places in New York together because this is Saturday night. It's a Knicks party. It is right now in New York. There was fascinating discussion on NBA Today yesterday. No, it was on SVP, SportsCenter last night. They were talking with Brian Windhorst. Scott Van Pelt asked them, do you think the ghosts of the championship, not since '73, of all these Knicks alumni being in the building, of the city, of every fan kind of weighing on these Knicks, if the Knicks do sweep or beat the Cavs very quickly, will it weigh on these Knicks going into the finals? Will it cause them to collapse? And Windhorst said, no. Basically, they've never been here before. This is pure. So he doesn't think the Knicks will feel that pressure. I don't know. New York is full of pressure for every team. The Knicks have gotten this far with the pressure there. You see the crowds outside MSG during every game, waiting for the Knicks to get in there and start playing. You see the crowds watching the game outside. You see the alumni on the floor, the fans, the super fans, the Stillers, the Chamalets, all these guys just hanging out in the arena at MSG. So we'll see what happens to the Knicks and the Cavs. Tonight, of course, is the Spurs and the Thunder. This one's going to come down to a very simple thing. Health. It's less important for the Thunder. They'd love to get Jalen Williams back. JDub doesn't look like he'll be back tonight. As the police said, they will be evaluating him day to day. It's a hamstring problem. I think it's his left hamstring. He's had issues with both. But he said most recently he had the hamstring strain in his left. It's re-aggravation. And the fact that they're still saying today they're going to reevaluate him, he's a game time decision, but I just don't think he'll play. Maybe it's not important. But the important part is Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox, also game time decisions. Will they play? That's going to impact the Spurs mightily, because Stefan Castle is already feeling the pressure, averaging 10 turnovers per game in these conference finals, 11 in game 1, 9 in game 2. Of course, they got by the 11 in game 1. Wemby's been fantastic. They've got the pieces, but their point guard situation is thin without Fox and Harper. So we'll see if they can get their guys back. We'll see if they can play one of them, both of them. I don't know what the situation is. No one does. We'll find out when this comes out. I think this will be out right around game time, maybe slightly after, right around tip. There's been tips around 8:15, 8:30. So hope we get this out just by then. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Spurs Thunder, Knicks Cavs? I know we got a lot of Knicks fans in the building, in our building, which is not as famous as MSG, not even close, but we're building. And I appreciate you guys sticking with me and hanging out. Yeah, what are your thoughts on these series? Get at me at info@withsportsrob.studio. You can find us on socials, withsportsrob, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, of course on YouTube. And you can find the website at withsportsrob.studio. But yeah, tonight's game is going to come down to injuries, specifically for the Spurs. Obviously, getting JDub back would be a huge boon for the Thunder. They have 12 guys that can do it. You know, you see Kason Wallace, you see all these guys coming off the bench. They can just perform. Jared McCain. We'll see what happens. But I think tonight, if these guys can't go for the Spurs, Castle's going to have a lot of pressure. I know they've talked about trying to alleviate that on him as best they can in terms of whatever they can do, whether that's moving him off SGA for a while, putting someone else on him, or kind of putting him off ball, which would be tough. You know, obviously it's going to be hard. They don't really have another point guard. They've got a guy who's averaging about a couple minutes, 5-6 minutes a game, 2 points, less than an assist. So it's going to be tough if it's going to be Castle and no one else, basically. I mean, they'll have to sub, but it's going to be a hard situation for the Spurs if they don't have either Fox or Harper or both. Harper is an adductor. Some people are saying maybe he's going to have the opportunity to come back tonight. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens in about half an hour from now. We'll see who's ruled out, who's in. And of course, we're expecting big games from Victor Wembanyama in the paint, outside, all over the place, with the rebounds, the O-boards, some blocks, and SGA, scoring, mid-range, some outside, moving to the paint. And of course at the free throw line, which has become a topic which has been discussed ad nauseum. We can get into that a little bit more as the series rolls along, my thoughts on that. But I love both these teams. I think they're both fantastic teams. They will both pose challenges to whoever they face in the finals. I think we have the favorite coming out of the West. Doesn't mean they'll win. But what are your thoughts? Get at me. Keep watching. We'll have more later tonight, either on Instagram or in a YouTube post, as it is Friday. We'll do a little bit of late night stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya.